G'day everyone, welcome back to Beast Lab. This is lesson number 5 in the Ultimate Arduino series. We'll go over to the computer now, we'll take a look. Let's check out what's involved in lesson number 5. Lesson 5 is called Digital Inputs. We're going to learn how to use a push button to turn on an LED. Here's the components. We need the 2560 Mega board, the breadboard, one LED. I've chosen red. You can choose whatever colour you want really. We need one 220 ohm resistor, 2 push switches, and your male-to-male jumper wires. Have a look at this push button here. Terminal A, B, C, and D. This is only a momentary press single pole switch. This A and D are joined together, and B and C are joined together. There's only one set of contacts in the center here, and then a push button on top there. So when there's voltage on one side and the button is pushed, the same voltage will be applied to the other side. Here's the schematic. We've got 2 push buttons. Push button A at the top here, which runs from D9 back down this line here, through the other push button, and to ground. Then from D8 goes down to push button B, and also back to ground. Also in the circuit, we go from digital pin 5 through the 220 ohm resistor. This provides that choke to stop too much current flowing through that LED and burning it out. And then from the LED, that cathode feeds to ground as well. Here's the wiring diagram. Follow ground across to the ground rail on the breadboard. Use a jumper to go across to the cathode of the LED, and then from the anode into that 220 ohm resistor, back into your lead, over to pin number 5. Then we've got pin number 8 feeding into one side of the push button B, and then back to ground. And then we've got digital 9, one side of the other switch, push button A, and then back to ground. We'll go and have a look at the code in a minute, but first we'll go and wire that up on the breadboard. Here's what it's going to look like. Go and wire that up now. I've got all the parts laid out here for the circuit. The 220 ohm resistor, 2 push buttons, mega board, breadboard, 3 jumper wires for the digital pins, and the 4 grounding wires. The only difference being I'm going to use a green LED. First thing I'm going to do is put the LED into the circuit. Use the green LED. That long leg is the anode and the short leg is the cathode. So I'll put that cathode on the left. Choose any 2 rows. just put it there with that short leg on the left. Now grab a ground jumper. We'll take that over to the ground rail there and then complete that circuit back to the Mega board. We'll do that in a second. Now take the 220 ohm resistor, go from the anode over to another row of holes there, and then that resistor via that jumper cable goes back to the board. I've set up one of those push button switches on the bench here back to a multimeter. So when that button's pushed, completes that circuit, and you hear the buzzer there that goes off. So at the moment that's normally open, and then when you push it, the switch closes. The contacts come together. There's a low resistance path through that switch. These little switches fit in this way across that gutter there. I'll put that on the board now. There we go, just like that. They sort of flare out a little bit, those little legs, and it fits in nicely. I don't quite make it if you put it in this way. Fit that second switch down. Okay, there we go. The two switches are in place. Now I'll take one of these grounding wires from one leg here of the switch over to ground, and do the same for the other switch. Once you've connected ground here to the board from the Mega board, this whole rail becomes grounded. You can do the same on the other side here. If you want 5 volts or 3 volts running all the way along these pins here, you can pick that up off the board, bridge that across, and then you'll have all these slots at the same voltage. Now I'll run back to the digital pins of the board from the switch. It'll come up from over here, the other side of this switch. And also this one, so switch A. Might just move those jumpers a little bit further away so we've got good access to the button. Just bring them back down this way. There we go. The rows running this way are all joined, but are independent of each other running across this way. So now we've got all our wiring done. Bring those connections back to the Mega board. We've got 5. Let's take a look on the side here. Number 5 for red. Number 8 for yellow. Number 9 for blue. And ground in the GND. That's the circuit complete. We'll go back to the PC, we'll grab that bit of code and we'll send it across. We're back on the PC now. We'll go to that code folder. So this is the code and libraries and the instructions that come with the disk in the kit. So once you've transferred that to your PC and you just go into code, And here it is here, lesson 5, digital inputs. You click on that. Here's the code. Here are the pins. Here's the setup. You've got an output and 2 inputs. Here's the loop. That's the code it's going to run. So I'll put that across to the board now. We'll check out what it does. To send that sketch through to the board, I'll just click upload. I'll plug the board in now. Go to select board. Click on the Mega. Now go back over to the board and we'll check out what's happening there. We've still got the RGB code running there from lesson number 4. One of those outputs is providing voltage sporadically to that output. Just lighting up the green. I'll click upload now. You see the transmit receive lights. Get the code from the PC. New code's in now. And that LED has stopped blinking. I'll go ahead and push one of those buttons. It's button A to turn the light on. Push that button A again, and we get nothing. Now I push button B. It turns the light off. I push button B again, and nothing there. So there we go. If you push button A, the light comes on, and if you push button B, the light turns off. It's a nice little circuit. It shows you exactly how an input reads into the board. Once an input is received, the microprocessor has to work out which one it was, and then operate the output, which is the LED, to whatever that sketch requires. So in this one, when button A is pushed, the processor will turn the light on, and then when button B is pushed, it'll turn the LED off. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. That was a great little episode. It's a pretty cool little circuit. So take it easy, and catch you in the next lesson.